great people. Habari zenu. It's another beautiful day that the Lord has given to us. We are all very, very happy. As long as you are alive and you can watch us today, just know that God loves you and God has good purpose for your life. Oh yes, karibuni tena sana. This is My American Dream Show, and this is our room number 2. We are so excited that you're joining us, that you're watching, that you're sending questions. And today, by the way, we are going to look at some of the questions that you sent last week. And thank you so much because of interacting with us. We really appreciate. My co-host, my friend, my dear mate, my girlfriend, show up.
I am here.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Uh-huh.
My week was good.
Wow.
And I'm so excited now. We are in room 2.
We are in room 2 and we thank God for this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people asked questions last week, and it is nice that the questions they were setting are in line with what we are to discuss today. So actually, instead of getting direct into the questions, I think we get into the show, and our friend out there, wherever you're watching us from, you will get your question answered. Hapo katikati, you just find it. Find it answered. You get it answered as we continue with our program today. And today, we want to do as we promised last week. Yes, after being selected. Yes, after being selected, what next? I would want to know the feeling that, we need to bring people who have been selected. I would want us to tell, I would want them to tell us about the feeling after being selected. After seeing that letter, you have been selected. I don't know how it starts, but I would want to know, the feeling. Bashiko, today we want to look at what next after being selected. Alafu nini?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, last time we applied, and now we are with our confirmation number very safe.
Mm-hmm.
The results are out. Now we are checking to see if you are lucky enough to be selected.
Yes.
You check. You can get either of these two results. You are selected. You have been selected for diversity visa processing. Blah blah blah. Or your entry was not selected.
Mm-hmm.
If your entry was not selected, you just go home, continue with your life, wait for October, you go apply again.
You try again.
Yes. If your entry was selected, the feeling, where you see, oh, now you start imagining yourself in America and eating American food, twanging American accent.
Living with wazungus,
Yeah, the neighbors are wazungus, your children going to school with wazungus,
The feeling is that heavy,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let me give you a small story. When I received the news that we were selected, I was like, really? Am I dreaming? Am I sober? Am I okay? I could not believe it at first. I just cried. I was like, oh, me, guy, in my village, God, you just selected me. You are not believing.
From there, God.
The whole village, I'm not famous. I'm not that planet. My family is not that well known. It is not a big family. Actually, the Mashidas, that problems we have are many than the good things that people might see in us. But God is not a respecter of persons.
That's true.
Anybody can be selected. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what you ate last night. If God says it's you, it's you. And nobody can tunya you that
Nobody can tunya you. It is God's blessing. Yes.
Yes. I was imagining, I'm not a priest in my place. I'm not a politician. But me, God selected me. I was not
Please
seeing American government. I was not seeing
don't start
American.
crying. Don't start crying in our room too, please.
Preach. No, I'm very spiritual.
Uh-huh.
But once you receive that, obviously you'll be excited.
Yes.
And then you remember Shiko Hope says it is just a beginning of a very long but worth process.
Yes.
Now the process is what we are going to look, how to go about it, what is needed until you go to the interview and come back with that visa. Yes, because it is not easy. And we said green card application is free. In room 1, we said you are going to apply and application is free. If you are going to do it in cyber, you just pay the cyber fees, but not green card money. Once you get selected, now it is when you start spending money. The process itself is very costly, but God provides. God can't get you selected and then akunyime pesa ya process. He'll just make a way for you to go through the process and you be successful.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you can ask me the other question. I think I'm just remembering that feeling.
You feel like you want to continue. No, I have taken you to where you started.
Yes.
When you got selected. Yeah, we want to know the documents we need to get ready after you have received your confirmation letter. The documents you need to put in place to get ready with. What are the documents?
Wow. Immediately you get selected. Let's say you are a single lady or a single guy, you don't have a family, you just alone. Because you already have a passport, you just go ahead and fill the DS-260 form. Because you have, a green card, it is like an account. It is like your account. Just log in, you go ahead. There is a link they send you. You go ahead, you fill the DS-260. It is a very big form. Now you write everything now. Your name, Rose Wangoi, I'm 20 years old, everything, truthfully. And it should match with whatever you wrote initially during application. That is a single person. If you have a family, if you have children, and we forget to say that when applying, it is only the principal applicant who needs a passport. Once you get selected and you have children, now you get their passports. These ones makes people take a little time to fill the DS-260 because now you go apply for kids' passport, they have to take time to be ready. But once the children's passports are ready, now you can go ahead and fill the DS-260 form. That is if you included those children initially during application. Because if you didn't include them during the initial application, you can't include them during the DS-260 form. Because that will make your visa denied. Your visa will not be approved. Because how comes these children are big kids and they were not there initially, but now you are just introducing them to us? But if it is a baby who was born after application, you just go ahead and include the baby. You have the documents to show this baby was born on this day after application. So that one is so straight. They will know this baby was born. on this particular day. But anybody who was there before, during application, you can't include him. If you do that, your visa. So the first thing after being selected is filling the DS-260 form.
Yeah. Thank you. What if you get selected when, let's say, your wife is pregnant? What happens to the wife and the unborn baby?
Okay. The result comes out in May, and now the baby is not yet born. The baby is still inside the mom's womb. You go ahead and fill the DS-260 if you are ready to do that. Once the baby is born, you just request them to unlock the DS-260 form so you can include the baby. If things happen, maybe when the baby is born, now you have been scheduled for the interview. By that time, your DS-260 form can't be unlocked. When you have been scheduled for the interview. They can't unlock. You just go there. You tell them, this is the baby. She was born or he was born like 2 weeks ago. They will just tell you what to do. The baby will have to go to the medicals, and will have to get a visa too, because life has to continue. So anything that if the baby comes before being scheduled for the interview, you just request for the unlocking. You include the baby. Okay, before you ask for the unlocking, you get the baby's passport. Because there's 260, you need to include the baby's passport. Yeah, for the new babies, the process is so smooth. There is no questions. Yeah.
A quick one. At what point do somebody needs to look for a good conduct? Yeah, look for good conduct. You find that if you have lived in another country, you need a clearance form for from those countries. Yeah. So if you have lived in more than one country, for on a number of years,
yes,
you also need to get cleared by that government. That is why I'm talking about clearance forms, maybe.
Oh yes, I got you. You have to start immediately because you need them. Because the Kentucky Consular Center, we normally call it KCC, not the one for the Kenya Creameries, whatever. They will send you an email asking for the documents.
Okay.
Nowadays, the documents are submitted online. During our time, we were not doing online. We were just going with the documents during the interview day. So nowadays things are changed. So once you get selected, know how to go about getting those clearance forms from the countries where you have been, because most of people, maybe you have been in Gulf, you have been there for 2 years, you need a police clearance certificate from those countries. So you have to start early so that once they send the email about the documents, you are ready with the documents. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I have a lot of questions, but I want us to take a very short break and then we come back with more questions, because you told us that application for green card is free. What about the process? Is the process free? Don't tell us. Let us take a short break. We are coming back. Thank you so much. We are back. This is My American Dream, room number
2.
Room number 2. And my co-host is my guest. Yes, she's the one who helps us to know about this process, green card process, because amekuwa hapo, amepitia yote, and she knows everything that happens, and she's here to help us. Shiko, we are so proud of you. Sisi kama wamama wa Denia.
Sorry?
Sisi kama wamama wa Deya, we are so proud of our own. Yeah, so we want to know if the process is free. Is the process free?
Not at all. It
Mhm.
is not free because because you need before we went for break, I told you need to get those police clearance certificates.
Mm.
It is money. Even in Kenya, when you are going to get your police good conduct, you pay like 1,100 bob. I think it is like that.
Something like that. Yes. Mm.
Yeah, so that is money. That is money. Even filling the DS260, if you go to the cyber, you are going to pay. After that, you're going to
After that.
you're going to certify your KCS, your high school certificate.
Mhm.
In Kenya, we go to NEC. You have to pay like 2,300 or 2,500. That is money, right? If you are married, you need to certify your marriage certificate. That is money. During our time, we used like 1,000, yes, to certify it. That is still money because you have to go to the Sharia house. Even the transportation, it is still money, right?
Yes.
Now, the big thing that carries that needs you to spend a lot of money is the medicals.
Mm-hmm. You
In
have to go
medicals,
for medical checkup before the interview.
yes, and you don't go to your local clinic. When you go to do your medicals, it is one of the biggest process that needs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a family, now that is where you sweat money. If you are single, it is not that much. Because for the medicals, you don't go to your local clinic. They send you to IOM, International Organization of Migration. It is very costly. You spend a lot of money at medicals. They don't tell you to go to your local clinic. They send you to a center of their choice where the immigration medicals are done. And they are done American style. So you can imagine how much you are charged there.
You pay in dollars.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money at medicals. Mostly, if you have a family, you pay a lot of money. But I normally tell you guys, it is worth it. It is worth it. At the end, you will celebrate.
I would want to know about this process of medical. What is this medical? What do they check?
They check everything.
Okay.
Physical examination, they do blood work, they do chest x-ray, they check eyes, everything. I can say everything. They check everything. And for the ladies, there is a form you fill. You say if you're pregnant or not. If you're pregnant, you're not going to take the chest x-ray. If you are not, now you can go ahead and take the chest x-ray to detect TB. And the whole process of medicals, TB is a monster. If they sense that you have TB, they'll put you in treatment. And you know, TB treatment takes a long time to heal, right? So your visa might be out of date. Maybe you will not make it. Your American journey can come to an end because of TB.
So TB is the worst that that will make you maybe not to go ahead with the other processes.
Yes. Remember, once you get there is a letter, the letter that comes and tells you, okay, Shiko Hope, you have been scheduled for your interview on this particular day. Go ahead and book for your medicals. So you can't go to your medicals if you are not yet scheduled for the interview.
Okay.
Once you go to the medicals, you have to show them the second notification letter. That letter is called second notification letter, 2NL. So that is what you used to go to the medical and also to certify your KCSE. Once you go to certify your high school certificate, they don't give you that certification. They send it to the embassy. Because now they have your case number, they send it to the embassy. It is a confidential report. And the same thing with the medicals. Once you are done with the medicals, they will send the medical report to the embassy. They are not going to give you. But you will know. You'll know that your medical was successful or it was not successful. You will automatically know. Yeah.
If you are told that your medical was not successful, means there is something that is wrong.
Yes, they will tell you have TB. Most of the time it is TB. For the HIV people, and this question was asked, if you can remember in the other video, it was asked about HIV. HIV is not a hindrance. They don't test HIV. You can't be discriminated because you are HIV positive. But TB, they can't allow you to come here if you are TB, if you have TB. Yeah.
Another question, they have their way of sending documents. The center, the health center, they have their way of sending their report to the embassy, as well as NEC Center and the marriage registrar's office. They have their own way. Is it email or is it just confidential that you just go, documents are going to be sent?
For the NEC and medicals, yeah, there is a way they do it. But actually, where you go to take your medicals, it is just neighbor with the embassy. I know someone who used to work there. He used to tell me that they used to take them physically. Chukua hii, peleka pale. Yeah. For the marriage certificate, it is not confidential. You are just given the certified copy of your marriage certificate. So this one you go with it. That one is not confidential. What is confidential is high school certificate and the medicals. Yeah.
We had talked about this newborn that has been born when the process has already begun. And this baby, I'm trying to imagine that this baby has to go for medical too.
Yes.
Is the baby not too delicate for some tests?
They know this is a baby, so they are not going to do everything to this baby. But for physical examination, that one is obvious. For the vaccinations, the baby can't get so many vaccinations because the age does not allow. But for medicals, the baby has to go for the medicals. Even if it is just physical examination, medical is a must.
So after the medical is successful, now next step is going for the interview.
Oh yes, and before we go to the interview, I didn't tell these people how much is the medicals.
Okay.
Yeah, I just told them it is a lot of money. Mostly it is approximately 25,000 to 35,000 Kenyan
Per
shillings.
person.
Per person, not per family. So you can see the process is not
Cheap.
free,
True.
and it is not cheap. It is costly.
And then you pay during the appointment date, or you send in before. How do you do the payments?
Actually, medicals are done in 2 days.
Okay.
2 days. Yes, because you have to take the chest X-ray, and for the babies or the small children, they do it somewhere here. I can't remember that term, and it has to take like 72 hours to show the results. So you go the first day, you do the blood work, chest X-ray, everything. Then the after 2 days, now you go for the finals. The results will tell you if you have passed, if you are not. If you have passed, now you go ahead and get the vaccination, the shots. The first day is when you will pay. You know
everything.
Yes, you pay in full. You pay in full. The following the second day is when you go for the result, and they might sense that your chest X-ray was not that clear, and they might say, let us repeat another X-ray. When they repeat another X-ray, you have to pay again. So you have to be, your M-Pesa has to have money, because you don't know if they repeat.
Yeah.
So the payment is done on the first day, but still on the second day, you have to carry some money with you just in case. Yeah.
Well, so after being selected, you need to get your pocket very well prepared.
Oh, yes. Now that it's medicals, you have not yet gotten the visa, and you have not yet taken the flight, and you have not yet paid for your green card.
Let's go to the highest side. We are paying 35,000. We
Yes.
don't know whether there is any test that is going to be repeated. And then we have not paid for the interview. We have not booked for the ticket, of which let us not talk about the ticket today. Let us not talk about the interview today, because ticket is after the interview, and you will get to know if you are now going to look for ticket money, for the ticket fee.
Yes.
After the interview. Is that true? After the interview?
Yes. After the interview and after the visa is approved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Na hapa ndio dilemma inakuanga. Dilemma is all over.
Oh, yes. And after medicals, you can't, mostly we do medicals 2 weeks to interview.
To the interview.
Yes, because because your visa will start counting from the day you get your shot, the vaccination. Because they will say, your visa will indicate this visa expires on this particular date. When you count those months, you'll see it has started counting from the day you did your medicals and you received the shots, because they don't want those shots to expire while you are still in your country. That's why the visa expires, because of the shots. So normally we do medicals 2 weeks to the interview.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough money, then you can now start preparing for the remaining 4 or 5 months, so that by the 6th month, you're already here and you are good to go.
Perfect. Hey. We have so many questions. We have so much we want to know. And I can see that time is not on our side, so we need to add this room to for now. And then at the interview part of it, we will start from the interview going forward in our room 3 of my American Dream Show. And I hope you enjoyed. That is where we are going to end for today. And we thank you so much for joining us, for watching, for commenting, for subscribing to our YouTube channels. Thank you so much. Shiko, do you have something to tell us?
Oh, yes, I have to have something to tell you before we end. I normally tell you inawezekana, never give up, never lose hope, and always let's keep hope alive. An American dream alive. This is your American Dream Show.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Your dream is indeed valid. Keep your dream so much alive, and one day, one time, you shall live that dream. Bye bye. See you until next week. Bye bye.